start out chewing.
Every single time, some of the funniest shit we say is because we didn't hit record yet.
One of these days,
We just gotta hit record.
we'll think about that.
But we don't know because
But the problem is we don't know. And if it takes us a little, because and it's not just us sitting here doing it bit. Usually it's because we're rearranging the mics and we're being a funny haha, and we don't want to do that on cam. We don't want to edit, so things get lost.
It gets lost in the edit. As in, I don't want to edit
That part.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that Jigglypuff is reflecting the light in such a way that you can't even see she's Jigglypuff.
Oh no.
Oh, that's worse. Hello? I think it was about as good as it's gonna get. Okay.
Yeah, I mean you have a lot of light right here in this Chili's tonight.
People say I'm a light in their life.
Really? Who?
No.
Yeah, there we go.
My ex did once.
Huh?
And then we're exes, so let's see how that worked out.
So I had an idea
Oh.
and on my way.
Uh-huh.
After I ordered my bagel on the freeway,
Uh-huh.
as I was driving up here, I thought, you know what would be fun?
What would be fun?
One year, a fuckboy Easter called Sheester. And that was it. And I'm like, I'm going to tell Rick about this. I'm like, let's do, what do we got with it? What are your thoughts on Sheester?
I don't get the sheesh thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was done. Mm-hmm. And turns out it's not done. It's just getting started for you.
No. I just happened to think of Sheester.
You say that, but you say sheesh all the time.
Mm-hmm. Over text, though, I'm not saying it out loud.
You've also said it out loud, and you usually double back and go, goodness
Goodness
gracious.
gracious. But I figure that also gets annoying.
But we get a sheesh out of you first.
Yeah. Am I not allowed to get something for me?
You can have anything you want for you,
That's right.
as long as you're the one paying for it.
And to be clear, it's okay because it doesn't mean that I'm not. All right, yeah. I'll be annoying regardless. So there we go. You understand.
You understand.
You know what? I've been talking to a few people, and I don't know if they understand.
Oof.
They don't understand.
Don't understand.
They don't.
What up?
Not much. Just I did more yard work the other day,
Okay, yeah.
and my rotator cuff hurts. And I'm like, one, this is another point in that column where I'm like, if this happens again,
Right.
I'll need to talk to my
Third time's
doctor.
a charm.
Of course. But I'm like, okay, well, it's because I was bending over doing weeds and stuff. So I'm like, to avoid going to the doctor and solving my problem, I'd
Right.
rather be crazy.
Well, they won't solve the problem. They'll address the problem.
Which I'm already addressing it.
There we go.
So, why am I going to pay them to tell me what I already know?
I swear to God, my old primary care physician, whom I no longer use,
Chat GP.
because he was something.
Stinky.
I swear to God that man was sponsored by Advil, because the amount of times he would ask me if I had just taken Advil for it, as though that was the solution. Any problem I would present this guy with, the myriad of problems I was going through, the answer was always, "Have you tried Advil?
Have you by chance had an opportunity to partake in Advil?
Have you tried Advil?"
I
And
can write you a prescript, and it's for Advil?
Advil. And at first I was like, okay, he's trying to get a feel for did you take Advil? Did it work?
Well, because I know there is the not side effects, but the way that it works, it does affect other things.
Well, and among other things, Advil is an anti-inflammatory, almost first and foremost. So it's okay, well, if you took it and it worked, implies there's an inflammation problem. So it's not that it's an invalid question to ask, but it's just when that's the only advice he ever gives, it's just, well, I think maybe you should just take some Advil. And I'm like, I tried that. My favorite was when I was saying that I was having I was having problems and a lot of pain, and he was like, have you tried Advil? I was like, yes, I took Advil for it and it didn't help. And he just kind of sits there for a second and he goes, how many did you take though? I was like, well, I started with 2 and that didn't do anything. So then I took 2 more and that still didn't do anything. And then he goes, huh. 4 didn't do anything, huh? And I was like, no.
Why would I lie to you, sir? I am paying to be here, sir.
I'm like, no. Shockingly, the over-the-counter ibuprofen didn't do anything for this like actual serious problem. But thank you. It's just everything was always. Have you tried Advil?
You got to be careful with healthcare professionals.
Yes, of course I've tried Advil.
Some of them are dumbasses.
Some of them are just very stuck in their ways.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older gentleman, so that sort of speaks for itself.
Understandable.
They tend to,
No. Well, this was at like an actual like doctor's office, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say, because I've had experience with urgent care doctors.
Well, they just want you to go.
I don't know about all that. You recall my experience.
Which one?
When they told me, yeah, you must have herpes. And I'm like, quite frankly, that would be a much better prospect than what I'm currently dealing with, Mr. Doctor Man.
Well, herpes is forever. Scorpion sting isn't.
No, it's not. But the scorpion sting hurt so bad.
Well, yeah, but herpes would have meant hurt so bad and it sticks around forever.
Correct. Yes. But at least then, like, well, then I would have been, like, gotten laid in the last year. So, like, could it have been that bad? Like, when he's like, it's probably the gift that keeps it. I'm like, sir, I can assure you that.
Let me tell you.
That the possibility of me, unless it was some, like a sleeper agent.
Right.
It's not the case.
Just a quick.
A little. No, he's just, no, that's what do it. You know those types of gym shorts that are like mesh?
Yeah.
Never again will I wear a pair of shorts like that.
Yeah.
Painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like just like moving in bed. Because like that was the whole thing is that like, like Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like surreal.
Yeah.
And it was painful. And I'm still mad about it. Because in hindsight.
You're entitled to that anger.
You're right. Although at the same time, when I lived in that house with James and the other guy whose name I don't know, Ryan. Ryan was his name.
Uh-huh.
Every day when Ryan would get home moving and like fucking MILFs apparently, which is what he did.
Right.
He would just watch Joe Rogan podcast and was like, yeah, dude, it's great. And I'm like,
fucking MILFs and Joe Rogan. What else does a man need?
JB to pull that shit up. Then what else could there be?
What else is there?
He was a very interesting person.
Okay. Yeah.
And that whole house was wild.
Uh-huh.
But also, like, I just was that was when Taken King came out. Because, like, I remember I had gotten a bonus from my work. And when I was working at the hotel.
Right.
Not because I was her favorite, but because I was her favorite. And I was like, I'm going to finally get an Xbox One, which was a big deal for me.
Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was behind from you guys.
Quite a bit.
Which is wild, too.
What I find so funny is Brandon got one
way early.
Brandon was like, he played Destiny within like the first couple weeks of it coming out. Like, I can't remember. I don't think that was why he bought an Xbox, but like he bought Destiny with his Xbox. Because I was there when he bought it. Me, Brandon, and Taylor went. We had like it was literally like we'd finished school at college, and like so we drove over to
university.
Uni. So we went over to to the Tempe Marketplace and bopped on over to the best purchase.
EB Games. Oh, yeah.
The preferred purchase.
Yeah.
We went over to preferred
on
purchase.
that PP.
And then he got his Xbox Bone and his Destiny. And he also got Sunset Overdrive.
A game I've never played, and anytime I look it up, like if you look at the game, the description of the game does not tell you what the game's about. Like to this day, I have no idea what you're supposed to do in that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched him play it very briefly and went, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know about all this.
And then I watched
him
play
GTA Splatoon is kind of what I gathered.
And then I watched him play Destiny there, and I was like, now that looks fun. And then he was like, you'll love it. He's like, you should buy an Xbox and you should play it. So I did. And he's like, you're going to be a warlock. And I was like, little do you know. But it makes sense. It tracks that I would be a warlock, but I'm not.
Spellcaster, but it's even.
But I'm not.
Well, and even then you get to the point where you realize when you've played the game long enough that like you should probably have one of each class, because like granted, you will have your main class who has an obscene
Everything
amount of
he's ever
hours.
wanted.
Mm-hmm. You will then have like maybe 100 hours on your second character over the years, and then that like 30 hours on the last one.
Yeah.
R.I.P. my Titan.
I only play my hunter to like dress him up like a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Like every like once every year or two, I'll sign into him and just go a little nuts in the Eververse, and then give him a nice little new look. Spend a couple hours getting everything look right. Do one strike and log out.
Yeah, as you should.
But that way, like when you like sign in and you have your 3 characters, when you like scroll past his name, he looks great. He looks great in the thumbnail.
He does. Yeah, and it's all about that.
Do you think it'll catch that?
Probably not.
I hope so, though.
We have to hold it.
I hope so. We did, though.
For like 10 seconds.
But like we held it for a while.
Like at least
we don't hold the other poses when it picks 4 random ones.
No. You're right. You're right. Yeah, they don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, is that panic of like, have we even
Just
been recording audio?
Just double check.
Although, even though we never touch anything, right? Because I assume that like this computer this computer wakes up once a week.
Well, I take it over to like Brandon and Taylor sometimes.
Sometimes.
Something amazing, I guess. But yeah, so but you never know. It's this kind of software, you never fucking know.
Yeah, you got to be careful with
It'll
OBS.
update some shit or it won't update some shit, and all of a sudden it's like I turned your source off.
Or like I moved all my stuff because I've been trying to like get everything off the main hard drive onto the other, and then I open up OBS and it's like, hey, here's a million things that are now gone, and I'm like, can you just go look on this? And they're like, there's 2 things that are gone, and I'm like, they can stay gone. I'll get around to cleaning it up eventually.
That was so loud.
I'm sorry.
R.I.P. headphone users.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. headphone users. Rest in perfection, headphone users.
It's not easy being cheesy.
You would know.
Yeah, I would know.
Because your life is hard.
And
cheesy.
A little bit, yeah.
Like your penis.
I got the cheesy pee-pee.
It's hard. Don't forget the hard part.
I got my mozzarella stick.
Stick.
Yeah. You take a bite and it's just stringing. Please stop. Put it back.
Obviously, that's my penis.
Is that some marinara sauce?
Ooh.
You know, it's got the motherfucking thing on me, marinara sauce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if anything exciting has happened. My war with Cox Communications and their lack thereof has gotten to a boiling point where I scream and yet no one hears me.
Yes.
And I don't know. Like, I need to, when I get home, run some speed tests, because if my speeds are the same, like, I all I've ever wanted in my entire life is my internet that I pay for. It's a service they provide that I am paying them for.
Yeah.
But like, it went for like, I think I told you about, like, it went on for like a week. It was just like, hey, on the 5th, maybe it'll be fixed. And I was like, oh, okay. That's cool. So when? And they're like, yeah, on the 5th. So they'd already taken like $50 off my bill, which was cool because, like, again, like, this is like a week and like I'm getting a little bit of internet, which is basically like, well, there's something wrong. We're not really sure. And I'm like, this is a communications company. Surely they'll communicate. I'm like, no worries. The 5th shows up. Exactly. Go up into the first, 12:01 a.m. I wake up that morning and I check my app. And the same error that said error. It wasn't error 37. That one. That's the one.
That's the one.
I want to read the purity of the original text.
I'd love nothing more than to hear the purity of the original text.
Network impairment.
Oh.
We've identified a network impacting event affecting the consistent delivery of service to your home. We know this can be frustrating, but we do appreciate your patience while our teams work to resolve this event. And based on that, I'm like, okay, well, let me do everything I can to fix my equipment on my side because it's affecting my home. Nothing helps.
You have to keep the peace in your home.
Correct. You understand.
You have to protect your own peace.
Yeah. Remember that weird 20 questions thing we read?
Which one? On the drive home?
Yeah.
The many 20 questions that
yeah.
somehow always circled back to that same answer.
Yeah.
That none of us wanted to hear.
Yeah, it was very, like, uncomfortable. Like, clearly this person was, like, working through some shit.
And I'm like, this is not the time nor the place.
No. You know, it wasn't either. It was that gas station in L.A.
That was your fault.
I know. I'm sorry. You did see a drug deal, though. So
I was nearly
nice.
drawn into a drug deal.
But I didn't have any money.
As a character witness.
Oh, no. So they have this thing, and I'm like, okay. And I called them, and they're like, so we can send a tech out, but we can't because there's a service, like a network impairment. So, like...
He can't fix it.
Well, they can't send somebody out since there are technically already people out trying to work on it, allegedly.
So you gotta just, like, flag one down?
No,
like,
I need to wait until they've resolved this issue, and then if I still have issues, then they can call out a tech.
Because then they're personal issues, not even a connectivity
Yeah.
issue.
Well, yeah, basically, something's already been deployed, so we can't double deploy. Because, like, if we don't know what's wrong with the big thing, we can't fix your thing.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Which would make sense.
Which would. Luckily, when I called and complained, because on this day, I saw that, you know, it used to say right there, estimated date.
Well, there's no proof.
12:01 a.m. Oh, I have one that has the estimated date. Actually.
As a matter of fucking fact.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Work.
I do have this where it says April 5th, 12:01 a.m. And then on April 5th,
the message disappeared.
It just like it rolled over and just cleared itself out. They didn't even push it.
This is what people were worried about at Y2K.
You're right. You're right.
That was the fear.
So I'm pissed. Now,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that there's like a fake tree in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
That is the line, like, because Cox is working on it, like, which is always really cool once you start to see them, because you start seeing them everywhere. Which is cool how they like hide them, kind of like how there's like fake water towers and stuff in LA.
Yeah.
And so I call because, like, all right, look, what the fuck? What's the estimated date? Like, am I just supposed to pay for the Gigablast internet?
Right.
And
when
then
you're getting giga dribble at best.
I'm getting 222 megabits per second, a fifth of what I'm paying for. Now, granted, I'm up to 1 gigablast, like 1 gigabit.
Yeah.
Which means you're not always getting it.
You're never getting it.
Never getting it. And I understand that. But, like, if that's what is advertised and I'm consistently getting 1/5, like, I'm just going to go switch to CenturyLink, who can provide more or less the same speed. Theirs is 140 megabits, though. That's actually a lot worse for $50.
Yeah, that's a lot worse.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked. Like,
That's why I'm still on Cox, because
Yeah.
CenturyLink, they're like, oh yeah, we can provide you service up here. You can have like literally like 50 bits a second. I'm like, oh,
cool. Yeah.
cool.
Because, like, it's, you know, Cox doesn't have a monopoly, legally speaking.
Depends on the area. CenturyLink has areas where they have a monopoly, so it's,
Those are the two companies, though, to be clear.
yeah, there used to be more.
Before the acquisitions.
Yes.
It
Well,
was
before the crashes and such.
yeah.
Quest was a big one, but then Quest died and
Cox bought it.
And then the 08 crash as a result of that, not during. Not
It did cause the crash of 08. It was
Quest actually was solely responsible for the 2008 housing crisis.
As it should.
Blame your interest rates on Quest.
Huh?
Blame your interest rate problems on Quest.
You're right. Exactly. You should. Don't blame it on the banks.
It wasn't their fault.
No, that's why they got bailed out.
They weren't irresponsibly distributing mortgages.
I've seen The Big Short, and I know that was just like
If someone
like propaganda against the banks.
If someone takes on a mortgage, that's their responsibility. No one put the pen in their hand and said you have to sign this.
I mean, it's a good deal. You're going to lose out if you don't get it right now.
And they should have read the fine print.
They did. It's just that people just straight up lie.
Well,
yeah. So all of this to say, so I call them agitated because, like, it's like I'm doing everything I can, and like, why is there no update? Right. Like, tell me it's the Dingle Bopper,
right?
And I'll go, okay, because I'm a reasonable person. Like, that shows that you guys are working on it. But when I call, and no matter who I talk to, the update that they can give me is verbatim what is written right there on the app. It's a bit frustrating that it's like, okay, so how do we not know at all what this problem is?
Right.
So I call them, And I first talked to customer care because I'm like, I'm going to cancel my service because, that's the way you get to talk to somebody.
Let's put the care in customer care. Am I right, ladies?
Well, they hooked me up and they were like, well, we'll transfer you over to tech support. But like, if it helps, like, whereas they able to go ahead and put a 12-month customer care on your thing. So if you have to send a tech out, you won't have to pay for it. Work. Except one, I'm pretty sure that they take advantage of that and charge people to have the techs come out in general.
Yeah.
But like for their own equipment, I feel like they charge something so that they can give it to you for free. And like if it's like a fake, it's not a real like perk in my opinion, is what it feels like. Because like I don't necessarily need a tech to come out.
Well, I don't think I mean like they're upcharging it just cause, but I mean like. Yeah, because they don't just like give it out to everybody for free.
No. But
they
like
make everybody pay for it.
But if you call and complain, it's like, oh, typically that's enough. It's like, oh, we'll give you a year of this for free.
Yeah, they build in things that they have no problem giving away.
Exactly, which is just like, it's still appreciative, but it's also like
markup stuff.
Yeah, it's just frustrating because again, it's like this doesn't help my solution. Like not having to pay for text, I'm like, because you guys can't provide any internet or an explanation. So like I wouldn't be paying regardless.
Right. Like
I'd refuse it. They transfer me over to tech support, which is like this is like the 5th time I've been on the phone with them, and the guy keeps telling me the same things over and over and over. I'm like, look, like that's not enough. Like I'm gonna cancel my service. I'm not saying that like I need like my bill free, but like at this point, when is this going to be fixed? Because am I just going to keep paying you guys $110 for a 5th of the service? Because at that point, I should just switch to CenturyLink and save myself $60 every month. Mm-hmm. He goes, well, let me see what I can do. He goes, so I can do this for you. I can knock $15 off your bill every month. And I'm like, so it's the price I paid for it when I first signed up? Like the promo cost for how long for that? He's like, well, kind of like that wasn't good enough for me because I was angry. And also, having a bit more of a backbone and just standing up and just giving them the what for. He goes, well, let me see if there's any other discounts I can apply. Give me just a moment. He puts me on hold for a minute. He comes back and he goes, okay, here's what I'm able to do. And I know that I had already said the $15, but I was able to find you another $2.50 in savings for a grand total of $17.50, which would bring your bill down to $89 and change. He goes, how does that sound? And I said, that's insulting. That you're let me go see what I can do was like $2 more. Because again, this doesn't fix the core problem of like, why can't I pick my character in Destiny without getting weaseled? Why is it that if I want to be on Discord and then play a game, I can't? Why is it that my mom is mean to me?
Explain
this
that,
guy
Cox,
cannot.
gentlemen.
You communicate. Explain.
Tell me.
And I'm like, well, that like no. I'm like, honestly, no. I think at this point, I'm like, I'd like to go ahead and cancel my service. What's going to be my cancellation date? Like I said it. The guy goes, oh, well, I'm so sorry, apologizing. And I'm like, I don't say anything. Like I stonewall him because at this point, and I'm never mad at whoever I'm talking to. I always make a point to express that I am mad at Cox Communications, the company, not you. I understand that you're just an employee. So I apologize for my frustration, but understand that it's not at you. I know you're trying to help me. Because it's important to do that because they're people too. And they are also powerless. And it's quiet for a second after he says thank you or apologizes, and I don't say anything because again, this is like the 8th time. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. It's like a pregnant pause. Click. He just hung up on me. Or I know I told you all this, but understandably, he could have just disconnected. But it's very curious, liberals, that as soon as I mention I want to cancel my service, I get hung up on. And I'm just like, whatever. So then, to gaslight my abused ass even more, I go, I'll go to Best Buy and I'll go buy new Cat 6 cables in case maybe there's a cable issue. I'm really out here being like, it couldn't be. There's got to be something.
Even though it literally is saying there's a networking problem.
Yeah, but not even a networking. There's just something going on that
there's an outage issue.
Mm-hmm. but with zero information in a week and a half.
Right.
At this point, like, what is it? Like, that's all I wanted was like, can you just change what it says on the app? Like, that's all I really want. I want effort. Right, ladies? We just want some fucking effort.
care.
I'm the customer.
Customer care.
And yeah, and it just was a fucking pain in the ass. And then they like pseudo convinced me, like, I talked to like a higher level tech support person, and I was streaming this actually. And
Are you allowed to do that?
Mm-hmm. It's one party consent state in Arizona.
But you're not streaming it just in Arizona.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, I didn't. So I'll delete the VOD. It's fine. Mild crimes. I was just having a phone call conversation.
Right.
So, you know, they couldn't hear it. Well, they could. I'm muted at times when necessary. All of that to say, because I was just that angry. I was just that angry and frustrated that I'm like, because like I was trying to stream and like it literally, like Josh was like, yeah, I was the other night, like all of a sudden there was like 9 at everyone's. And I'm like, I wasn't not intentional. That was like the stream unable to just be the stream. And that was in like the starting stune. Like nothing was happening. Mm-hmm. And I, like this woman ended up trying to help me and it was very sweet. And like she's visibly like audibly distressed because I am absolutely just getting fucked by this company and there's nothing she can do. Mm-hmm. This is how much of a weak ass bitch I decided to be, because I'm like, I'll entertain this. She's like, well, the only thing I could possibly do to see if maybe it'd be different is, you know, you could upgrade your service for an extra $50 a month to the 2 gigabits speeds. And I'm like, but if you're already having trouble, she goes, it's the only thing I could think of, like I could do. I'm like, and she's like, you know, you wouldn't have to get your rental. I'm like, I can just buy a modem that could support this off Amazon and then just return it when it won't work. Right. And she's like, well, your plan won't get charged unless like you have a modem that can do it. So until you set up that modem, it won't go through. And I'm like, okay, but like, it's like, so the solution is, hey, we know that you're not getting anywhere near the speeds with the money you're paying us.
Right. Pay us more.
Pay us more for up to twice as much speed, which is like, what, compounding it to like, would you like to get 1/10 of the speeds you're paying for instead of 1/5? You kind of in a way are saying, would you like less speed for more money? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it kind of like has been fixed. And so now I'm like, well, I'm going to go return that. And I'm just kind of like going to start doing some speed tests because, yeah, I'm going to try to just get more off my bill and then kind of just go from there. Because I don't really want to switch because it's a whole pain in the ass. Plus, looking at the speeds, like 140 is the most. And I'm like, even at the shittiest, yeah.
That's
like
bad.
For Josh, it's
well,
good.
you're also probably not going to get that.
Yeah. Because
you never get what they say. So you're not even going to get 140.
No, it'd be sometimes. Which it just depends on what you do. But like with like streaming or like a lot of the stuff you do, like use a lot of internet, you know, home all the time and whatnot. It's like, it's not enough. Sorry. Yeah. And that's on God.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what'd you do this week?
Hello. And welcome
to the Hell Yeah podcast, where we bitch about shit. And shit about
I'm
bitch.
your host, bitch.
I'm shit. Bitch and shit.
Bitch and shit. So bitch and shit.
1015.
1015, bitch and shit in the morning.
The FM. No girls allowed.
No, death to all bitches.
Death to all bitches.
Which, when I say bitches in that context, I do not mean females.
It means magisters.
I mean magisters in Divinity 2 Original Sin Definitive Edition. Mm-hmm. You probably don't understand. Mm-hmm. You don't have to.
Some of them do. I don't know.
You understand.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Josh understands.
They don't
Big
understand.
Ups for Josh.
Big ups for Josh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What'd you do this week?
I bought a cat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Downstairs.
I know. I'm mad, but I'm also like, no, he's a menace. He'd be a fucking nightmare.
He's not getting in here. He's very sweet, but like, I like keeping him places where I can keep track of him.
Like you'd have to hold him, and he's too squirmy, and he'd knock something over, and then he'd get upset.
I mean, it would literally just be me holding him up to then, you know, throw him out of the room.
Yeah, use your cat for views and money. It's good.
No.
That's pussy, babe.
That's you, though.
You're right. That's my
I can't
grift.
get on your stomping grounds.
Don't get out. Don't grift on my grift, bro.
I'm not looking to like take over someone's choreo. It's your business.
Yeah,
it's your zhuzh. But yeah, so I got.
We all got our Gambit, that we're running.
No, they haven't updated Gambit in years. They've only taken away features, not added them. For years.
They're about to get Angry Dado. Alex Smith.
Listen, I don't want to get Angry Dado, but
I don't want to, guys.
The current state of Gambit is just pathetic. Don't get Paul talking about it. Don't get Paul talking about it.
Paul Toxie.
When Paul, if you just ask him about the maps they took away. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Took away 2 maps.
Yeah, the Gambit maps. I remember they took the Forsaken, or the one that was in the Dreaming City, and then they also took. I want to say they took away the one that was on
the shore.
Oh wait, the shore.
Yeah, the Tangled Shore, the one with like the bubbly ass.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, they took them both away and never added any new ones.
Yeah, I noticed that. It sucks because there's like 2 or 3 maps. I think there's 3.
There's the Warmind one.
Which one's the Warmind one? Is that the one that's got the big circle?
The one in the snow with like the Warmind bits
running around. That's right. There's the Warmind one. There's one on the EDZ.
And there's the one on Titan.
Yeah, and the Titan one, which is weird because
They kept Titan, but Titan's gone.
Yeah.
But the Tangled Shore one had to go when the Tangled Shore left.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
but like the one on Titan has like the
spinnies.
The spinny. Yeah, it has like the track. So it's easier to get around, which is kind of fun.
Around the world. Oh, there's also the one on Nessus.
Is that the one that's on Nessus?
No.
Wait, which one's on Nessus?
The one on Nessus. The one with the big drill over on the right-hand side.
Oh, that's right. So there's 4 Gambit maps.
Nessus, EDZ, because that one has the Cabal crash site. Yeah, there's 4.
Gambit maps.
Ambit maps.
Shut the fuck up.
You can't. That wasn't.
I can't see.
I can't swim. I'm the one that can't see.
You're right. Oh yeah. So there's 4 maps. That's what it is.
Yeah, and they took away 2 of them.
And we haven't gotten a single one since what? Season of the Drifter, season 6. It's 21.
Work.
Yeah, Deep 6, which is the Titan one, EDZ, Nessus. Oh, Mars is New Arcadia.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the Warmind one.
Yeah, the Dreaming City was
Dreaming Shitty.
The Dreaming City
More like
one was
Dreaming
cool.
Shitty.
Yeah.
Dreaming City one was cool. I didn't really love the
Tangled Shore
one, but it was at least different.
I liked the cannons.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of fun. And then, like, the acid was annoying. Dreaming City was annoying when you'd fall off, which is why, like, Edie's, the ones where you can't just fall because you missed your jump.
Yeah.
Was nice. But
you can still fall on Nessus. And you can still fall on the Warmind one. Can you fall on... What's the other one?
Well, no, you can't fall on the Warmind one.
Yes, you can.
In the pit?
Uh-huh.
No, but you don't die if you're in the pit.
Yes, you do. There's the pit in the middle.
Oh, I thought...
Where the little Warmind devices
I thought you could run down there.
No. Oh, no, baby, no.
Well, that's something I don't like about the EDZ one is that you can't get from one side to the other. Because, like, on the Nessus one, you can, like, where the big drill is on the right, you can jump in there and come out the other side. And on the other side, you could go through the wall portal and pop out at the other side. Same thing on the Warmind one. There's, portals to go.
Warmindy portals, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, that's I think that's really cool. That being said, the one on Mars that has, or that's
the Warmind one.
The Titan one. The Titan one. Deep 6, because it has the like moving spacewalk thing. It, like, you don't need to have the cannons. But then EDZ is like, no, just, it sucks.
Walk.
They're like, but it's smaller. I'm like, I don't care.
Ooh, can you imagine if they, like, let you get your sparrows out? What a wild and fun time.
That'd be crazy.
What a wild and fun time.
I'd be so unnecessary.
What a wildly unnecessary way to breathe life back into a dying thing.
Do you want to know one of my biggest regrets in Destiny 2?
I'd love to know one of your biggest regrets.
Or maybe it was Destiny 1.
Maybe in Destiny 1.
I think it was in Destiny 1. It was, there was a weekend where it was like, hey, there's the Sparrow Racing League. And I'm like...
I'm the exact same way.
I was like, that looks like fun. I'm like, I don't really have time. I'm like, I'll play it next time.
It'll come back. It's fine. Everything always
and
comes
it has
back.
never... that was it.
Never.
And they didn't say that was the last time.
No.
They
never
just
come
never
back.
brought it.
I did the exact same thing. Crimson fucking Doubles came back.
Ugh. Not that you and I ever played it.
Not that we ever played it. I signed in once and went, oh, this looks fun. Oh, wait, no one else is playing at this point in my life. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then, We never did it. We could have been the unsung kings of Crimson Doubles.
I mean, we could do it next year. Did they do it this year?
No.
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 No, they were too busy prepping for Lightfall.
The dodge.
Yeah.
Prepping, dodging storyline beats.
Mm-hmm. What? I will say, after playing the campaign a second time, much better.
Okay, yeah.
Not great.
Right.
Because I guess
knowing that the information has not been lost and will not come,
like
brings a sense of peace inside.
There's that. Hey, they don't know what it is.
Right.
And
everyone's
it's like
just talking like they do.
I was describing it to my boys yesterday, the D&D boys. I'm like, the biggest complaint, honestly, is just that, like, because no one addresses it or acknowledges it, it's just so hard to move past it that everything else, like, I can't care about anything else.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand. Like, I feel like I missed something.
Yeah.
You gaslit me. And it's like, no.
It's a deception.
We just tee-heed.
Ha 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 ha.
I do that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Vine?
I've seen Vine compilations. I never downloaded Vine.
Really?
Yeah, I never had the application Vine.
I had it. It was fine for Vine. Yeah. Well, it was cool because, like, they just repeat over and over, so you kind of like TikTok.
Yeah.
Where, like, it'll just keep going.
And YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts.
Hey, it's an up and coming.
They loop.
Is that? I guess yeah, they do.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that if you view YouTube Shorts,
it's different in your history, and you have to actually hit like the 3 little buttons to remove it from your history.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope as fuck. I didn't know that. I just meant like because I media share stuff.
I'm forever removing things from my history because I'm like, you don't need to give me recommendations based on this. You got me once, but I don't want anything based on this. So I'm constantly pruning my history.
Wait,
because I don't want recommendations based on that. I'm like, you got me with the clickbait once, so I'll watch it, but don't think that I want more of this. So I remove it.
I've had to just deal with like being recommended the same 9 things.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, it's
I've
imperfect.
been in an algorithmic hell.
Yeah,
it sucks.
You subvert the algorithm a little bit. I mean, they'll still get you every now and then, but in general, it kind of keeps things from going. Because like you know how it'll be when like you'll click one video on like I don't know, like you're down like you're down like a video game like spiral, and all of a sudden you like autoplay or accidentally click some video where it's like, this is the new Sonic Colors game flop thing, and then it's like your entire recommended is Sonic, and I'm like, I don't care about Sonic.
But you obviously were into it that you let us play it, so why don't you let us show you more? And it's like,
I don't like Sonic.
And I don't want to thumbs down it because
it's not the creator's fault.
No,
it's not a bad video. It's just not for me. So I moved from my history.
I want a thumbs down, but it's for the algorithm. And that's on God. Fleet.
It is. Everything is. It's his fault.
Her fault.
Their fault.
God is non-binary.
They, them's fault.
God, our emperor on high.
I heard the boy.
I heard him too. He could say hi if he wants to.
I can go see if he's nearby. Oh, God. I'm trapped.
I understand.
In the hell of my own making.
I'm sorry. I want to call him Uncle Baby, but I know I can't and I won't.
That's not his name.
His name is not Uncle Baby.
Hey, baby boy.
Hey, little man.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
This is the little boy.
Hello.
He's Cattywampus.
Cattywampus.
I call him Wampus. Oh, Womp. Mostly just Womp. He's a sweet and precious boy.
Yes, he is. He's so small.
Who has figured... Oh, you're going to play with the mic. Who has figured out how to use the litter box, so now we're good.
Yay.
Because you pissed in my bed twice. But now he's good.
He's sweet.
Yeah.
You guys are matching. White with pink.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got him. The color story.
Of course, yeah. It's to swatch it up.
You're being weirdly calm.
Yeah, I think it's because he's... has he been in this room before?
No.
Yeah?
He didn't know this room exists.
Hey, buddy.
See the screen? It's like when you watch my phone.
I can't believe you look at me and you go, he loves to watch videos on the phone.
He does.
Why? And not the TV?
No, he hates the TV. It's too big. It's too much.
But he's an iPad. He needs it small
it.
and consumable.
Yeah. But he loves to watch things on my phone.
What has he been watching?
Video essays, primarily.
Yeah, Sarah said.
I'm educating the child.
As you should.
He needs to become an internet historian.
Yes. He needs to have the references.
Yeah, right. Hello. Precious baby boy.
Sweet boy.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go put you back, though. I know you want to explore, but not in this room.
Yeah, this room is... There's a lot of cables that, like, if you were to have fun with them, would not be fun to replace. Not if it was Zuki, he'd like have his paw under the door and he'd be like rattling it, like, "Where's my money?"
Yeah, he's respectful.
Mm-hmm. He understands that he is a guest here, although he is allowed to live
He's
here.
not a guest here.
Well, he's a guest in your space.
In certain spaces, he's a guest.
Mind your paws.
Oh, but that was my precious baby boy.
Sweet boy.
Meow. That's his voice.
That's not his. God, if he would have had like a full man cat, like meow. I know why you bought this cat, and I hate it. That's a man trapped in a cat's body.
No, he has a very soft, high pitched little meow.
Meow incarnation.
He's this.
Yeah, that's him.
He's white and with little pink.
Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes.
Yes.
That's it.
Bye.
It's just 40 minutes. There's the cat. Bye. We're done.
Well, I mean, what else is there? We showed him the cat. We did our, weekly,
there really hasn't been a lot happening.
We did our weekly Destiny, bitch. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, what else do we ever talk about?
I know you're joking, but also, like, my brain's just like, did we talk about all the, like nothing too crazy happened this week?
No, I mean, like, I've had some, like, real life stuff, but that's, like, not for this.
We already had those conversations. Because they're
Same
like,
with you. Like, we've had
one of those episodes where real life stuff happened, so you guys don't get shit.
Yeah, a lot of real life things have been going on, but,
I mean, we could just do questions and just have a short episode. It's Easter.
Quincy time. He wants that. Mm-hmm. He has questions. Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, I hope I didn't... Oh, wait. Pausing. Okay.
So Pokemon Go is ruined.
Yeah, apparently.
It's not quite that bad.
Well, I mean, I
bad.
saw Coco post a video on her Twitter of her deleting the app, and I was just like, oh, okay.
I mean, like, it really sucks. It's annoying. So basically, the change that they made is now you're only allowed to do 5 remote raids in a day.
Okay.
Which sucks for, like, shiny hunting and, like, a lot of people where it's, like, not even necessarily shiny hunting. I mean, like, people who, like, can't, organize a raid.
Rural players.
Yeah. It just really sucks because, like, a lot of the, especially the more, like, special raid bosses only show up for a day or two. Mm-hmm. It's like when Mega Gyarados came back and I was like, oh my God, I have to do this because I need Mega Gyarados candy. It was only there for a day. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hope you get what you need in 5.
Yeah.
And it's like,
or you have to go.
Right. And if there's no one else there, you're fucked. Like, you can't do a raid like that by yourself. 4 or 5 stars. Like,
or you have to go. Or you have to go host a raid and then get people to add you. Like, it's a whole pain in the ass.
Right. And even if you do it with remote raids, you could only host 5. You can only participate in 5 remote raids.
Even if you were in person?
If you're using a remote, you can only use 5 remote raid
No, I know that. I'm saying, like, if you were to use, like, the Poke whatever app, the other app, like, you could host it if you're physically there because you could then invite
people
5
to, like,
people.
Literally go there?
Yeah. Like, that's the only thing you could do. But that, again, is, like, for people who, like, there aren't any ever in my area.
Yeah.
Like, that's shitty.
Yeah, so it's...
Also, it, like, prints money. Because, like, I've spent money to get the raid passes.
Yeah, it's odd to me because, like, it makes sense from, like, like from their like company motto perspective of them like really leaning into the fact that they're like, we want people to get out there and, you know, like do what needs done kind of a thing. Like it makes sense from that. It doesn't make sense from a business perspective though, because it's like you're like shooting yourself in the foot in terms of like fan base and money. So it was a weird decision on that front. It was weird to see them like actually committing to like their...
I mean, Pokemon Go went downhill the moment that they took away the footsteps in 2016.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, like it sucks because like I like remote raiding, and you know, maybe I'm part of the problem, but I don't care. I also get out and walk around, so
it just sucks because if you don't have a solid team or like a couple people that live near you, like how am I supposed to do this raid?
Well, and it's like if they really wanted to like, if part of their thing is that, I mean, like they were doing all of this to try to like push their like new like social media app thing called Campfire, like on the like that's what like it actually is, like that's why they're like really doing it.
Is to push Campfire?
Is to push this like Campfire thing to like, so that way, because I'm sure they're pissed that like, you know, apps like PokeRaid and stuff have millions of users.
Yeah.
And that like, you know, all of that's happening not in Pokemon Go, and like those applications are able to monetize on top of Pokemon Go and stuff.
Yeah.
When they have no control over them.
Yeah. Which like I get, but also it's providing a functionality for your game and like
that you don't provide.
Yes. And the
like
monetization even is like, it's not like they're making money off of transactions in the game or anything. It's like, well, you could pay coins so that you have like priority access to the big raids and stuff. Like as in like we'll make sure you get in.
Yeah.
We'll schedule you a raid.
Yeah. I guess I'm more surprised that they didn't just roll out their own PokeRaid equivalent. Because instead they rolled out this like Campfire thing, which is like basically all about, you know, like meeting up and doing it in person, which if they're really that committed to the idea of like people need to like get up and walk around and stuff, like have your remote raid pass usage be tied to like your walking kilometers. Like make it so that like for every pass you have to walk a kilometer or something.
Yeah, like every kilometer you get a pass, and you can only hold 5 at a time.
Right. Like make it so you have like raid pass, like, you know, do some stupid microtransaction bullshit where it's like you have raid passes and like raid and remote raid energy, and it's not enough to just have the passes. You also have to have the energy, you know, like have,
because like even if it's like
dual currency bullshit, like you have to have glitter and a like glimmer and whatever.
Because I'll go walk around my block a few times, no problem. Right,
because like I already walk around and stuff and get my steps in.
I get up in the morning. First thing I do is I go and I walk around the block a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like that would get you the best of both worlds. You'd still be able to get all this money, and you could say that, you know, you're still doing the, you know, the idea of making people walk around. Because like I get them, you know, trying to, you know, silo their like control over everything and make it so that it's like, well, we want you to only be like operating out of Pokemon Go, but then they should have made an actual replacement for the remote raid experience. So it was just really,
it's because they brought it in for like COVID.
Yeah,
but like also 100% revitalized the shit out of the game.
Yeah, it like finally got them to have a user base again. And rather than like celebrating that, I feel like it like freaked them out. Which is
very weird.
It's very weird. But I got my Kecleon, so it's fine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was that a raid one?
No, it was just like they finally added Kecleon back in, and he like spawns like on top of Pokestops, and you'll go to spin it, and there's like a little like camouflaged Kecleon on it, and so you have to like tap him until he falls off. And then he'll spawn in the real world, like,
oh, that's cool.
Like when you take a picture and
yeah,
the painter one shows up.
Schmearkle.
It's like that, but with a Pokestop. But yeah,
I got you. Hell yeah.
And I finally got my Tornadus and everything, so I finally finished that fucking quest line.
Oh yeah.
Thunderous and Tornadus.
Yeah, there's Eternatus.
Yeah,
which I thought was interesting. That was a really like I wasn't expecting that when I played Arceus. Arceus. Arceus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can do question time if we want.
Quentin.
Is that dip in your mouth? Nah.
Nah.
Sour tooth.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Honka2102 asks.
Honka.
Honka. Question time. Hi, Eric and Odie.
Hello.
How do you both remember your first job?
Fondly. No, I mean, I don't.
And also, do you guys remember anything bizarre, funny from it that stuck with you till this day? Great episode as always. Greetings from fellow Polish fans.
Hey! Opa! Pull up pride, baby.
Work.
My first job.
Went a little like this.
Well, it was at that cafe. If you recall, do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I worked at this cafe, and my mom actually helped me get the job. I guess she had like lunch down there and was talking to the owner, Yusuf, and was like, "Well, my son needs a job," and I went down. Yes, I got hired as a dishwasher for this Mediterranean restaurant, and I remember my first day. Like, this is my first real job. I'm chilling, and just got to wash like $8 an hour. Which like was pretty nice if I'd do it like 2 or 3 times a week, and then I'd have like $100 for the weekend, living like a fucking king at 15. Oh, choice,
pure disposable income.
On like, fuck it, I can go get that Polar Pop. Hell yeah, still got money to spare, baby. And
I'll buy McDonald's for the boys. $1 menu only though, but as much as you want.
That's how you truly live a good king.
Get them double cheeseburgers, and then
number 6 large
French fries, and you just live.
Just follow the fucking train, CJ.
Just go fucking crazy.
Fucking ape shit.
Fucking crazy.
He would be like, "Hey, so I need you to do this," and I go, "Okay." Yeah, I go, "Okay," and he goes, "I want you to stop doing this. I don't like this." I was like, "Okay,
got it, boss."
I was like, "Yeah, no problem." Like, I was literally told, like, you need to stop finger gunning.
Yeah.
In so many words. But he didn't, like, I don't know if he just didn't use those words. He just said, "I want you to stop that."
Stop doing that.
I was like, "Okay, Yusuf." He goes, "You use too much water." And I'm like, "But I can clean so much faster if I use the water because it's coming out at a high pressure."
Yeah.
But it is also kind of where I gained my fondness for doing dishes. Because I'm like...
Doing dishes since a young age.
Yeah. I used to do dishes once or twice a week for the family. What is it? Balancing the edge or something?
Playing the edge.
I play
the edge, but trying to cook new meals every now and then. Do you remember?
I'm so mad at him for that.
Yeah, I know, for getting rid of
Clarence Thomas. Ooh, shit. Clarence Thomas is not the person.
Okay.
Clarence Thomas is the justice who's been paid off.
Do you remember? We were driving home from work one day, and for the 3rd time in that day, I had gone our entire friendship never having seen you do a chef's kiss, and in one day, out of nowhere, you did it 3 times in one day. And on the drive home, you did it for the 3rd time, and I finally, while driving on the freeway, was just like, "Why are you doing that? Why have you done that 3 times today?"
I don't remember this at all, but it absolutely sounds like a conversation we had where you're like, "I've never once seen you do this.
I've never seen you do it, and I've done it 3 times in one day." I literally was just like, "What?" You were just like, and I was like, "Why are you doing that?"
In the same vein, you know what word I thought of the other day? Phenomenal. And then I thought, because I was in sad boy hours, I'm like, I'm annoying. Let me go think of all the times I've been annoying in my life.
Very much a movie.
You ever sit outside and think about how annoying you've been? Because maybe you should. Fuck you, headphone users. Humble yourself, headphone users.
Humble yourself, headphone users.
But yeah, that was a fun job.
Yeah. My first job was working at the Fry's Food and Drug grocery store.
Not electronic.
Green's grocer. I did not work at the electronics store. I worked at a Fry's Signature, which is the middle step. There's Fry's, and that's the bad ones.
I'm aware.
As am I. Then there's Fry's Signature, which is
which is just a fries.
We got a little more. We got a little more zhuzh. We have some home goods, but like just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And you know, like we've got like that's the main difference is that you start to have like non-food, but like more. Mm-hmm. The lines have blurred over the years, but that was like the big difference. And they're generally a little bit bigger. And then you have your fries marketplace, and that's, you know, like that's your
those are the big fries.
That's your tippy toppies.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah. You can get a little bit of everything at a fries marketplace.
That was me when I went to that other fries.
Yeah.
Not the one I normally go to, but I went to that other one, and I literally like I went in there just for the stuff for Zuki's birthday cake, and just didn't like. I bought so much other shit just because like I want these cute little teal oven mitts.
And why not?
Exactly.
That part.
I bought them.
Yeah, so I worked at a fry signature. Mm-hmm. It was not a good time. Well, I didn't hate it. There were parts that I hated. Mm-hmm. I loved, so like everyone there was like no one wanted to do carts. Didn't want to have to go out into the parking lot and get the carts and everything because like we didn't have like it was not covered parking. We didn't have like a solar station.
It still
or something.
Isn't. For as far as I recall.
At the one I worked at?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's not. And yeah, so it was out in the sun in the middle of the fucking summer and everything. It was fucking shitty. So no one ever wanted to go out. So they would do any excuse to not go out. So I made the deal with my front end manager. I was like, I will keep going out there. I was like, if as soon as I like am done, like I'll clear the lot, and then you let me take a 20-minute break in the freezer. Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, sure. Because like no one ever wanted to go out there and was
like we need carts,
and they were tired of people bitching. And I was like, you will not hear a complaint out of me. Just let me go sit in the freezer. And she was like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll do that. So then I would do that. I would just keep like doing carts all day and like basically like roast myself outside, but then go in the freezer
for 20 minutes
and 20 minutes and have a delightful time.
Would you then immediately go back to the carts?
Well, then I'd run ice to like, you know, not be a complete waste of time having been back there. I'd go back there. The deal was basically I would go back there and I would just take 20 minutes to load the cart full of ice, which should have taken 2 minutes. But that way I was able to basically just like take a 15 back there in the
an unofficial off the clock.
On
the clock. 15.
Yeah. And I'd load up an ice cart and then I'd take it back out to the front. And then I'd bag groceries for a while. And then, you know, because there'd be usually like one other person who they could like, you know, actually make do their job and go outside and do carts. And then, you know, they'd tag me back in. But my favorite times at that job though were like, so I was a bagger because like I started at 16 and you can't be a cashier until you're 18. And then once I was 18 and I became a cashier, my favorite days of all were holidays because the store was fucking packed and it would just like the day would just fly past because I loved nothing more than like I loved ringing people up because I would just do it as fast as I could without sacrificing quality or service. You know, I still got 100% on every secret shopper I ever had. But, you know, like, I wanted to go fast. I had to go fast.
Well, the beat.
Exactly.
You get fuck your club card.
Ooh, and I memorized all the produce. I knew the weirdest, I don't remember any of it anymore.
The fastest 10 key in the West.
I loved it. I loved being a cashier. It was so fun. I mean, like, people were horrible. Yeah. But, like, the work was good.
Like I always saw that like the cashier positions when I worked at Safeway, like they were always like tenured people who like why are you still just a cashier? And then like it must be because like you don't gotta walk anywhere.
No, if you're the kind of person that can like just sort of like zone out a person being an asshole to you and like not let it affect you, which a lot of people are pretty good at that, especially over time. Yeah, it's a great gig. The only thing is that like it's fucked that like you don't get to sit.
Yeah,
because there's no reason not to. So like I think I've always thought that was fucked up.
Or at the very least like a stool.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just get them a chair, any kind of a chair.
Yeah,
any kind of an anything to sit down because there's no need to be standing.
Well, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Right, but you can clean sitting. Or like once you're done scanning, you can stand up and go clean your register, which you should. Yeah, like, no one ever did. The registers would be nasty, and you have to clean the traps. They wouldn't clean the traps underneath the belts. Yeah. Like all that like trash that lands on the conveyor belt, it doesn't just disappear. It goes down into the trap and you have to clean it.
It's because people don't care. They also pay minimum wage most of the time.
Not most of those cashiers. Most of those cashiers were old contract.
So that means they didn't give it. They couldn't get fired for not cleaning it.
No, they could, and they just didn't. But they were, those cashiers got paid plenty. I got fucking minimum wage. I got the same shit you did, where it was minimum wage went up, so that was your raise.
The federal government gave you your raise.
And I was like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, like I was told by AppleCare that I would get a raise.
Well, and then I became a front-end manager at that place. I became the bookkeeper, and that turned me into being a front-end manager. And I still barely got a raise. I was a front-end manager making $8, having to order around cashiers and baggers who were making... Baggers weren't making twice what I was making. The cashiers were making twice what I was making, and plenty of the baggers were making more than I was making because they were old contract. And I'm a fucking front-end manager having to like sign off on everything and do Western Unions and like do the money drops.
They have to pay you what they pay you because like they're getting fucked over by this union contract. They have to pay all these people and they can't fire them. So the only way they can save any money to maintain their continuously growing profits is to pay you less, because God forbid you just don't make as much profit. Mm-hmm. Profit is money you make after you've paid everything that you owe. Is just extra money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually did enjoy parts of that job, and like I did learn a lot.
That's good.
Yeah,
I love that for you.
Yeah, so it was good. It was all in all fairly good. The money was fucked, but everything else was good.
Good for what it was. Yeah. Yeah, I like my job. It was easy. No complaints.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Next question.
Okay, yeah.
Boop.
That's not what I meant.
Uh-oh, Stinky.
Hey, Stinky. I answered Oh, Baby Miracle. They said that the tower sticker was for Operation Raccoon, which I love a callback. I appreciate.
That makes so much more sense.
Appreciate very much.
Sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, what are the podcast jokes? There's 5 podcast jokes from the first 15 episodes, and then whose tooth is this?
Whose tooth is that? Yeah.
Lady Magic was just one that we enjoyed.
That was one that we enjoyed and never took off.
No, it didn't.
And yet almost became a shirt. Mm-hmm. I could not tell you when Lady Magic came from.
No.
I think it was from a stream.
Maybe. I don't know. I see if that's just it. I have nothing. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, I know there's funnies.
There's funny ha-has.
Why is it that I can only... Like, I remember the first few episodes, like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe because they get referenced.
It was new and fresh and gets referenced and repeated.
Yeah. Gazebo is gone. Classic.
Is gone. Yeah, Gazebo being gone. But even then, I occasionally like dip back into the cool waters of the original episodes, and I'm like, yeah, like Gazebo is gone is a 2-minute bit in a 2-hour episode. I'm like, I don't remember any of the rest of this shit. And some of this is funny.
Yeah,
and it didn't catch on.
Oh, you can't call her Vu. I still can't get over that our first episode is straight up us having all of those conversations for the second time that day. Yeah. Like almost verbatim, but it worked.
I mean, it's very us though.
Yeah.
How apropos.
I mean, we really did, even on this podcast today, repeated because we get, it's like, hey, we're catting and chatting.
Right.
So
that's the hazard of making a podcast with someone who's like you're actually like friends with, is we also do just talk offline as friends, and then we go shit.
Yeah,
should save that for the pod.
Should have shaved it for the pod, or just shaved. Yeah, I mean we did. Oh, well, then it's like I have no memories of anything. If I start watching the episode, I'll remember.
I've never remembered anything ever in my life.
But like people are like, yeah, don't you remember when you said this?
Those words have never come out of my mouth.
I don't know who you think I am.
I don't know who the fuck you think I am.
I think you've mistaken me. Okay. We can do that one if you want. I don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer for it.
Then we don't have to do it. Okay. That works.
Do we want to do it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, is there anything on Held for review?
I doubt it. Is this our version of
I don't know.
Guys' chat just frozen? Let me refresh it.
Oh my god. The sheer levels of insecurity in the bottom row.
I love to see it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was a funny haha for me.
Yeah. Yes, it was. I got so much better about it. Like, I just did. And sometimes I'm like, oh, no. Okay, no, it's all good. I just want to make sure. Because I'm like, all right, it's been like 10 minutes and no one said a fucking word. Am I just like...
Y'all being silent in chat.
Because I've had stream cut out and I've just have kept going.
Work, yeah.
And like not notice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We should... I don't like that. I don't care for that.
Does this upset you?
It actually doesn't look that weird in the camera. It looks much weirder in real life. Because I'm getting it from a side angle, and it's Kurt. It's Kurt Angle.
It's that.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. But those ones might. Yeah, see, it leaves a dent in your hair.
Well, that's just my head.
No, part of it is from the thing.
Yeah. But you can feel it.
Yeah, I mean, you also have like
a dent.
Yeah. That's life.
My dad dropped me a little bit.
Onto like a rail?
Yeah. He was doing a sick ass grind. Did that little
pop the baby. My sister had a dent, and she had a dent in her forehead when she came out because she had her arm.
So brave.
She had her arm like this, and then the umbilical cord wrapped around her neck and her arm, so it was like squeezing her arm even tighter into her head. And babies have the soft tissue, so they unwound they cut and unwound the umbilical cord and then pulled her arm down, and there was an arm-shaped dent in her head.
Oh no! Did it go away?
Back? Yeah. They're soft and malleable. They're squishy. You just sort of like squeeze their head back.
Yeah.
Well, they have like baby mold, baby head mold cup things, and they put that, and they just sort of like squeeze the head back into it.
You're such a liar. You're the dumbest thing. I'm like, wait a second. No. You did a hand motion. This is a lie.
They sort of reshape the head.
They put a little. It's a little thing that they put the baby's head. Like you gotta like screw in
vacuum.
the baby. You have to just like program what you want the baby's face to look like, and
you pick. I believe, and I could be completely wrong about this, but I believe that in the Grapes of Wrath, which I have read, but it was a long time ago. This is from a book, but it might not be Grapes of Wrath, but I think it's Grapes of Wrath. They talk about how like the one brother, like he wouldn't like come out, and so like the dad tried to like get him out, and like kind of like they think he like fucked his head up.
Oh.
And then like tried to like put his head back.
Oh my god.
I think it was their way of explaining away like a learning deficit kind of a situation, which I highly doubt had to do with the way that
he was pulled out.
He was pulled out of.
Well, leave it to men to pull out. Am I right?
Am I right? I didn't like that book.
Yo, where's my seed spillers at in chat? Pop off. Post those aubergines.
Yeah.
Do you know what text I got this? I sent you the text I got this morning.
Yeah.
I received that from somebody, and I'm like, this is cursed as fuck.
Yeah.
But
it was delightful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you're saying that ironically or not, but like I did find it enjoyable because it's garbage.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work to make something like that.
And you can tell the difference between like that is clearly somebody trying to make a shit post and doing it well.
Yeah.
Versus someone doing it earnestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meow. Man, we really have fucking nothing.
We have to have something. We have to speak about something. Speak on it. What are things? We talk about video games. We talk about large penises.
What's been new with
Tom? You talk about what you know.
Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah. Okay, Suki. Caddy Wump.
I've had it. What about Thomas the Tank Engine? I have no updates.
How do the trains fuck?
They don't. They're built different.
Oh.
But they can die and be taken apart. Would you like to know I'm gonna?
Is there ever a
Theseus
ship
challenge? Yes, there have been discussions about that. Of like, is it really still the same train? Because
I mean, did you change the faceplate?
Well, that's the thing.
Did the man inside the train
in the
crawl out of it?
faceplate? They had those discussions about Henry because Henry had his like boiler rebuilt, and the way that he came back, that can't have been the same train. But it was. It had memories. Were the memories inserted?
I mean, it's also possible that like he's come back different because like that's got to be traumatic to have your body removed and replaced.
Right. But was your body removed, or was your soul removed, or was your face removed? I'd like to tell you a story.
Which specific nut on this train is the soul nut?
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think about the fact that you're standing here, you're a person, allegedly, and if I took the world's tiniest pair of tweezers...
You still couldn't find my dick.
That part.
Sorry.
If I took the world's tiniest pair of tweezers and I slowly removed one atom from you over and over and over again until every single atom of you was gone, I would have a pile of atoms that had come from you, but you would not be that pile.
No.
You ever think about that?
No, can't say that I have.
I have a story to tell you.
Okay.
It's about Scruffy, the troublesome truck.
Okay.
In the book, Scruffy...
We're going to talk softly, right?
In the book, Scruffy, in the book. Okay, so for those of you who may not know, Tom's the Tank Engine is a book series. Tom's the Tank Engine is a book series called the Railway series. And
oh, really? It's the Railway series. I didn't know that. What about their subsidiary of JJ the Jet Plane, who I did think as a kid was Jay Leno in the plane?
I remember that, but that is unrelated. There also is a very similar show, not Theodore Tugboat. Theodore Tugboat is also like Tom's the Tank Engine, but unrelated. There also was a very similar tugboat show called Tugs that is also unrelated.
So nothing's related.
Nothing's related. It's just Thomas the Tank
Thomas
Engine.
Tank Engine is its own thing.
So in the Railway series books, there's a locomotive named Oliver. Oliver's a very good boy.
Twist.
He was a Great Western engine.
Oh.
And the trucks are being troublesome.
Oh no.
As they do. As they do. Known for it. Named for it.
It's, can't change their nature. Only their nurture. They're
specifically being led by a real asshole named Scruffy. And
Scruffy the toughie.
Scruffy is a little asshole, and he's trying to make Oliver's life hard. And Toad, who is Oliver's brake van, he doesn't like that. He thinks it's very disrespectful to Oliver that the trucks are treating him this way. And he's right.
What are they doing?
They're refusing to be pulled. And they're causing problems. And it's his job to shunt the yard, and they're not behaving. They're not allowing themselves to be moved where they need to go. So and they're doing it purposely to agitate him because they find it funny.
To not move.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what more can he do aside from like send you for scrap?
Right. And they're just not behaving. And Toad finds it disrespectful. So Toad comes up with a plan.
From Mario Kart.
Toad from Mario Kart as a brake van.
Keegan-Michael Key.
He develops a plan.
Like an us. It's Jordan Peele. Keep going.
Okay, yeah.
That was funny.
What do you want? Don't Breathe. Nope, that's not his movie.
Nope.
Nope is the movie.
Nope was also good. That one was the one with the aliens, but Get Out as well.
Yes. The one with the scissors.
Us.
Saw that one in theaters.
Oh, you actually... I haven't seen that one. That's the one I want to see.
I saw that one in theaters. It was good. I've never actually seen Get Out or Nope, but I saw Us.
I watched Get Out somewhat recently, but I had already known the twist.
I found out the twist long before.
But I will say it makes it that much more of a harrowing experience when you know what's going to happen. Yeah, like I almost want to say that like it was better. Yeah.
So Toad comes up with a plan, and the plan is kill Scruffy.
It's a good plan.
I thought it was a pretty good idea.
Did they say death? Like they want to shoot him in the head, or
no? They're like, we're just gonna get back at him. So Scruffy's whole thing is that like,
so that wasn't kill.
Well,
what else can you do? They're trains.
But we'll get there.
Okay.
So Toad's thing is, So Scruffy's whole thing, all the troublesome trucks, is that they're like, we put the brakes on, and so like he can't pull us. Ha ha! How funny. And so Oliver finally says, I fucking had it with you. And so he rolls his little tank engine ass back, and he hooks up to Scruffy. Scruffy's in the front. And
So he gets topped by Scruffy.
Nah, he's topping Scruffy.
Oh, okay. From the back.
Because he's in the front.
Oh, so he's pushing it back.
He backs up to couple to them, and now he's going to pull them.
So he pushes it back.
Right.
Like he's got a little tail.
Yeah.
And then he backs that up.
He backs it up.
Right into their mouth.
And then he's
got it.
Pull it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bunny tail blowjob. Yeah.
So he's like, okay, like, let's fucking go. And Scruffy's like, haha. Everybody, like, he's like talking to the trucks behind him. He's like, hey guys, keep the brakes on because this is funny. And they're like, you got it, boss.
Because they're just like his
little cronies. So everybody throws the brakes on, including Toad, the brake van. He's got brakes at the very back. He's like, oh, you want brakes? I'll give you brakes.
Knowing that they're gonna fuck over this guy.
So everybody throws the brakes on, and Oliver starts pulling. The trucks ain't moving.
Oh, because Oliver's gonna pull so hard, and we're gonna pull one over on him because, like, it's just kidding. We all had our brakes on. Got it.
They all have their brakes on. So Oliver starts pulling, and then he doesn't stop pulling though. He just keeps on pulling. And they're like, "Wait, no, it was a joke. Stop!" And he's like, "I'm not stopping." And Scruffy's like, "Wait, I'm literally being like ripped in half. Stop!" And he's like, "I'm not stopping." And then Scruffy's like, "Hey, troublesome truck, cronies behind me. Turn your brakes off so I don't die." And they're like, "You said keep the brakes on." So they keep the brakes on.
Oh my god.
And their boss is ripped to pieces. Oliver tears him to fucking shreds.
Does he then try to hook up to the next one and they take their brakes off without saying a fucking word because they understand now?
Yeah, they basically like clean up the mess. They like drag Scruffy's like corpse off the track. And then no one gave Oliver any troubles ever again. And in the books, that was how Scruffy died.
They say that he died.
Yeah, he's dead. He's fully dead. In the Thomas and Friends television show, Scruffy does not die. Scruffy is actually rebuilt, but they say that like he's a better person now. But then the next season, we actually finally see Scruffy again. Not by his name, but by his face. And he's involved in a mine collapse accident that he caused. And so in that version of events, he's buried alive
and dead
in the mine.
Yeah.
But presumably will never die because they don't really need oxygen. So he's just going to be left in the mine
to rust
for all eternity.
And this is after surviving being ripped in half and bisected.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like an anamorph.
Yeah.
Trainomorph.
Yeah. So there's a question to be had of which is the worst fate.
I think being
pretty
alive forever. Yeah.
That one's the worst. Yeah.
At least with death, it's actually it's kind of funny you mentioned that because I was scrolling through Reddit yesterday when I was chilling out in my patio.
A dangerous place to be.
It is. And like, you know how like sometimes you'll like see like a video, like you'll start a GIF and you're like, oh no, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait a second. I know I don't want to see this, like a praying mantis eating a wasp, but also if I ever want to not be afraid of it, I should see it. So like I scroll past it and then I'm like, wait a second. I'm going to be brave. I'm like, what is this? Because I'm like,
this is nature.
I'm like, I've never seen a praying mantis eat a wasp. I just it's like realizing I don't know. I don't have that information. So although it's unsettling, okay, I watched it and it was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Because he just grabs the wasp and just eats his midsection until it
comes in half.
I'm just like,
nature is brutal and beautiful.
But like I had a much better appreciation for like obviously it was still a bit of a harrowing tale, and apologies to anyone who was unsettled by that, but it was related. And like I just was like, I don't know, I've been trying to think more lately about like, like stopping and being like, oh, I don't know what that's like, or I don't know that. And it's like, I can just find out. When you start to realize that you're a character in an open world RPG.
Yeah. I had similar experiences fairly recently with like watching stuff like watching like videos or
that you wouldn't normally
or a show
watch
or something. And then like whenever stuff like starts to get like confrontational or like I start getting really uncomfortable, and I usually would then like skip over it. And then like, I don't know, I had this like weird moment where I was just like, or you could just sit and watch it. Like, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah. Like,
and I was like,
it made you uncomfortable. Like, you acknowledged it at least. Like, oh, this makes me uncomfortable. Okay, cool. Like, I got over that.
Yeah. Which is not to say that like you should put yourself through something uncomfortable if you don't want to. But I was like, I'm going to like miss context for this thing that I am interested in by skipping this. And like, it's not going to hurt me. So like, let's just try it. And if it gets like really uncomfortable, then like, yeah, I can like skip it.
It's like you kind of stopped
I can watch it
at the initial moment of it being uncomfortable, which is a normal reaction. But then it's like, okay, well, instead of just skipping and just getting the next thing, it's like, well, feel the moment of uncomfortability and be like, oh, okay. Because then you're like, okay, I'm going to go back and watch it because now I know that it's going to be uncomfortable. It's like, I wish they would have told me that this was going to get uncomfortable, but you didn't know.
I didn't know. How could I have known?
And like, it ends up being a bit better, I think, honestly. Like, because you get to watch the damn thing and it's not nearly as bad, or like, no, it is uncomfortable. And it's like, well, maybe that was the point of like, they made it viscerally uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, I've been blowing through all my books.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, that moment of like, when you finish a book series and you're like, I have more to start, but you're like, but that's a new author and I don't know if I'll like this author, and I liked this author. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to, how can I risk being hurt again?
Do you want to know what the trick is?
You just open the book and start reading.
Like, my personal advice is, if you know that you're about to be on the last book of your series, and obviously you want to read it and finish it, but you do have a couple other books that you do plan on reading, is just start one of the other books. Like, make that your toilet book. That, like, you're reading two books at the same time, but, like, that way you will have already started while you're still comfortable. Like, you know, oh, I know I'm reading this, but, like, you know, when I go and I do my little poop for 10 minutes, I get like, you know, I read like a chapter of this book. And I'm like, oh, you know, not a big deal. But then once you're done, you're like, okay, cool. Well, now I have more time to like read this, because you don't have to get over the like despair of like ending and starting and all of that. You don't have to have been pooping. That's just personal preference.
Yeah, I'm not really like a casual reader in that, like, it's not like a, you know, just like grab it and like pick it up and like read a chapter and then put it back down. Yeah. I'm very much like a burn through this fucking thing and then be like, okay, it's late. Let's wait. We'll finish it tomorrow when you're going to sleep.
And then you wake up in the middle of the night and keep reading. Yeah.
Well, usually it's I wake up in the morning and I finish reading it. But
you did wait till tomorrow though.
Exactly. But yeah, but I've been burning through books, which has felt actually really good. I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, I had spoken about like my fear of like, oh my God, what if I like take stuff from the stories? But I have felt no urge in that regard. And instead, I have actually felt like inspired, not based on those stories in particular, but just in general of like, oh yeah, like I kind of want to make like, because like I said, like I'd bring like that like romance series or whatever. And then, it made me like want to make like some, not like crazy, but like a little bit spicier stuff for the channel. I was like, it kind of revitalized that a little bit because it gets a little like, you know.
You stopped seeing it all from your point of view clinically, even if it's something you don't normally like enjoy.
It gets tiring to make that stuff all the time.
Well, it's the one thing, if I may, it's the one thing you tend to be like the most stressed about is like, if it's the middle of the month, it's like, yep, all right. We're not hanging out with Eric this week because he's got his NSFW, and if we hang out, he's just gonna put it off.
Yeah, well, there's two parts of it there. There's like I've always, you know, like there's less pressure on making like spicy stuff on the channel because then it's like there's no that doesn't cost money. There's no conclusion. I don't owe anybody anything. The NSFWs are always like,
oh you just meant like spicier in general,
just like spicier public videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like,
and you don't take the L. That's why they're pubic.
What? Yes. But yeah, so it's been good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, oh,
it not even necessarily ideas,
not in like an idea way, inspiring just in a like mindset kind of way.
Because now you're thinking about this stuff, and then like yeah, it's like it laid it's like ooh, like there's like ooh, you know, some of the best parts in these books were like not like the hot and heavy, but rather like the like just the sauciness, and it's like, wow, there's so many ways. Like I didn't even think about it like this. And it's like, yeah, you're not necessarily like lifting storylines, but it's more of like, you know, it is we sometimes need external sources that don't see things the way we do in order to expand our vision.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been having a good time. I've burned through a shitload of books. I gotta buy more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's content.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm content with this content.
I'm content with this content. It's Easter. It's Easter Sunday.
It's Easter Sunday.
So,
eat some candy.
Easter.
Have candy on us.
Eat us. Do it. Or else.
Or don't. I don't care.
Your life, your choice.
Make sure it's gluten-free candy produced on a separate warehouse section thing. Laffy Taffy's gluten-free. It's a lovely time. But Twizzlers are not.
Oh. Yeah. Well, Twizzlers are mid.
Well, so are Red Vines.
Yeah.
Any of the licorice. Yeah. I mean, is.
I will say, are you a Twizzlers or Red Vine person?
I'm good with both of them. I'm the problem. I like them both.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm not.
You're Red Vines.
Yeah.
You were Red Vines. Taylor was Twizzlers, and I'm in the middle going, I just want candy.
I'll have whatever you guys don't
I
eat.
have what you guys have. I'll polish off the empty.
I got both. I went to the store on my way home, and I got both.
I couldn't decide if I wanted Red Vines or Twizzlers, so I bought everything.
Can you eat those?
I don't know. I was just rearranging them for a better pattern.
Oh, that's nice. That's pleasant.
I'm looking to tessellate.
Tessellate me? Oh, tessellate my little hole, please. What does that mean?
Presumably, I need to take your hole.
Mm-hmm.
I need to take other holes that are identical.
Mm-hmm.
I need to arrange them in a pattern.
Mm-hmm. Patternize my hole.
So I'm going to have to look at a lot of hole to try to find some.
But you can use a green screen.
Look the same.
And do some copy
Kaleidoscope
paste.
filters over your hole.
Yeah.
Just sort of.
My kaleidoscope.
Sort of
Kaleidahole. Scope.
Yeah.
Scope a hole.
Yeah.
Kaleidahole.
Yeah.
I think it's kaleidahole.
Butthole.
Which is what I'd prefer for people to do, is to collide a hole.
Well.
At least something.
Large Hadron Collider.
Mm-hmm.
Collide into.
Large hard cock collider.
Yeah. Gigantic penis.
Mm-hmm. Well, not for me. Those little tiny forceps.
Well.
Yeah.
No, but the large penis is going to collide with you, perhaps.
I hope so. Yeah. They don't call me the scrope goat for nothing.
I don't think anyone's ever called you that.
No one has. They've actually asked me to stop calling myself that. I've received many cease and desists.
Your boss at the cafe said, please stop calling yourself scrope goat.
Scrope goat. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is, but stop calling yourself that.
I'd be like,
what is going on?
Is that us or?
No.
I didn't even know it.
Doja Cat.
Yeah. Okay. Catty Wampus.
Cattywampus.
That's Big Womps.
That's little Mr. Womp.
Little Womp.
Womps and thwomps and thwimps and wimps.
You got a Womple stomp.
No, you can't stomp him.
Squish the kitty.
He's my boy.
No, he's a sweet man.
He's a sweet little man.
He's a little, like, it was really funny because when I came over, or like when I got here, he was just like, yeah, like, meow. And then he got up on your chairs, and then he was just like cracked out on those chairs, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what the most expensive thing you buy him, he'll never love.
No.
What does he love?
He wants the chair.
He wants the chair, or that $2 little toy you bought.
That part too. It's true. It's true, but that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's the pain that we suffer.
On God. Fleek. Bitch. Oof. Everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I think we'll head out then. Or should we wait for one more minute so that we could have it hour 30?
Yes.
Okay. We'll just... That wasn't it.
It's the one that says down now.
Pop them booty, bitch. Pop them booty, bitch.
I mean, we have to kill time. Well, we could do the got that one.
We do that one.
Honey,
You got a big storm
Coming.
No off-topic questions.
Hey, Stinky!
Piss.
Goodbye.
Bye.